My friends, welcome to Superdivorce on YouTube. This is Nicholas Villars, one half of the synth pop duo known as Superdivorce. I am here tonight live with you. Thanks for joining me. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Well, we had the audio on. Welcome. I'm going to be looking tonight at some music videos that have come out in 2018 so far. We've been telling you for a while now, if you've been following along, that we have a new music video on the way. A music video for our song called The Predator. We recorded this music video back in, I believe, February. I know you're not supposed to say the R, but after years of looking at it, I've decided that I would like to say the R now. I don't think it's a very controversial thing to do either. I think it's picking up steam. I think that that's a movement that is really, it's really going to get moving here. It's really going to get going. You've got a lot of people who are kind of going their own way in society now. A lot of rules that are being either bent or broken. Sometimes you got to bend the rules. Sometimes you have to break them completely. And I think that something you're going to see a lot of coming up in the next few years is you're going to see a lot of people starting to play with silent letters. There's a theory I have. You're going to see a lot of people playing with silent letters because, well, why not? You see this word like February. You've seen it your whole life. You deal with it quite often, actually. I mean, every year you're there. When it rolls back around, you got to write the date. You're thinking in your head, oh, what day in February is it? But you've always said February. In the back of your mind, though, you always know that R is hanging around, and you're like, I gotta keep ignoring it, but you don't have to anymore. This can be a new movement, and perhaps this is where it starts. I didn't plan on even talking about this. This is not something that I wanted to bring to the table tonight. I had no motives of coming in here and discussing the pronunciation of February, but here we are. So just something to gnaw on, something to think about as you're moving through the rest of the year. You've got a little time before we get there in 2019, but maybe when it rolls around, you can start saying it the way that I'm saying it here. February. Anyway, going back to me bringing up February in the first place, we recorded a music video for our song called The Predator, which is the first track off of our album Action Figures. Just a synth pop masterpiece, if you ask me. If you've not listened to it, you should head on over to Spotify. You should check it out there. If you like what you hear, you can pick it up on CD, cassette tape, or vinyl record at superdivorceme.com. But again, I'm not here to shill the album right now. This is about the music video. We recorded this music video. We shot the music video, I should say. Actually, let me go a little more specific there. Let me get a little more precise with my wording. We showed up to the set. Bender and I did. My son, he starred in the video, I would say. And Bender and I, we had our roles to play, but we were not the stars of the show. We're not the main attraction here. We did what we were told, and we had a fantastic director by the name of Zach Dalton. Couldn't have asked for a better guy to run the show, to control the set. He worked extremely well with my son. Just the way that he was able to interact with him and keep him on task and involved and just in the pocket throughout the entire shooting of this video. It was amazing. I mean, it was a very long day and very professional, might I add. It wasn't just the director and then him pulling out his iPhone and taking videos. Like, we had a camera crew there. It was big time, folks. Big time. So this video, we've been looking forward to it for quite some time. We knew it was going to be awesome when we were shooting it, just watching some of the scenes back on the set as we would shoot them. But there is a component to this video that puts it over the top. It's got kind of an 80s kids horror feel to it. It's got that vibe. If you've ever seen the movie The Gate, if you've ever, I'm sure, seen The Goonies, many have seen The Goonies. You almost have to have seen The Goonies at this point. If you're alive and well, you should have seen The Goonies at some point. But it's got kind of The Goonies mixed with Monster Squad, mixed with a little of E.T., mixed with The Gate, all those classics, that focus on the young children and how they're able to overcome great evil and find inventive and cool ways to win the day. That's what our video is about. That's what it is. And the monster in this video is created using a method that you don't see very often these days. The monster created in our video is actually stop motion. Stop motion done by a fellow named Santino. He is incredible. The fact that this guy is not already a big star in the horror scene and doing movies and shit, it's crazy that we were able to get all this together. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to share it with everyone. But I'm bringing you here today because we have just gotten 2 more screenshots back recently from the video of the monster, the finished monster. Now, I'm sure that there are going to be different effects put on top of the monster, maybe some more shadows and whatever else they decide to do effects-wise. This is basically the point where Santino has been working on it in isolation by himself. Just, he had to create the monster. He is now in the process of animating it and actually placing it into our video. So we've gotten a few more screenshots. I'm going to show those to you tonight. But I wanted to go through what some online publications are saying are the best music videos of 2018 so far. Because since we shot this thing, I have said our video for The Predator is going to be hands down the best music video to come out in 2018. Bar none. I don't care what level the players are on here. You're looking at the screen right now. You see Childish Gambino. Who's this? I don't even know who that is. Kendrick Lamar. Man of the Woods. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. We're taking on all comers here. And I didn't know what kind of videos were going to come out at the beginning of the year, back in February. I had no clue. But I was that confident. I called our shot way back then, and I said, this is going to be, hands down, the best. After going through these lists, that feeling has only been cemented for me. Because this first, let's see, what is this? This is the Esquire list. This was put out in July, near the end of July, compiled by Matt Miller over at Esquire. The best music videos of 2018 so far, he says. Let's look at this a little bit. Let's go through and just see what the competition is looking like at this point, back in July. I've got a couple more lists that we can sift through here after this one, because I wanted to pull from different sources. Obviously, not every website is going to agree, and you're going to get some variation. You're going to see some things on one list that you won't see on the other. So I wanted to kind of pull them together and see overall, what's the landscape looking like? What are the critics thinking right now? as far as best music video of 2018. And I wanted to get an idea of that so that I could see, am I right? Am I justified in feeling the way that I feel? And spoiler alert, yes, I am. And I'm going to show you why. We're going to just go through these a little bit. Let's look at this. Here's one that's on the top of the list on Esquire from the Carters. The Carters, Jay-Z and Beyonce. You see? It's called Ape Shit. Now, the video, I went through it and I did not notice any actual ape shit, but they could have hidden it in there because, as you can see, I'm not going to play these clips because I don't want this video to get taken down or blocked. That happened recently, just a few days ago. I'll tell you more about it later. But look here. I'm just going to show you some screens from what this video is all about. You can take a look at it for yourself and get a pretty good idea of what it would be like if I were to hit the play button. You would hop from this guy, you know, there's an angel boy sitting on the, well, he's kind of kneeling down, or crouched down, I should say. He's crouched down on some sort of ledge here, just contemplating being an angel. And you get some Sistine Chapel-ish art here. There's Beyonce and Jay-Z. The Carters, they're standing in front of a Mona Lisa painting. I doubt that this is the actual Mona Lisa painting. I don't think that they procured the original for the video, but I could be wrong. If any two people could afford to have the actual Mona Lisa appear in their video, well, then, you know, it very well could be the Carters. But for a video called Ape Shit, I don't know. It's possible. You can see that Beyonce is wearing, what is this? It looks kind of like a nightgown. Well, not a nightgown. It's like a silken bathrobe. A silken bathrobe that is purple. It's got the little waist tie. That's kind of how it looks. Her husband, Mr. Carter, is wearing a seafoam green suit jacket and a very large gold medallion round his neck. The nice gold chain. They're looking at you. He doesn't seem to be very happy in this shot. She looks to be up to some mischief. Something that I've noticed about the Carters over the past several years anyway is that they like to use this kind of strange imagery in their videos, and a lot of people make conspiracy theories about them. They think they might be involved in some sort of chicanery. They might be up to no good. They might be involved with the Illuminati. I don't know about all that. Other people have said that they do that to troll people, but I don't know, because they're always doing this kind of strange stuff. Look at him back here, staring. It looks like he's in the throne room in The Last Jedi. It's all red, and he's just standing back here, staring at his wife. I don't know what, and she's wearing some sort of something or other. Look at this cap. That's a very strange cap she has on. She's wearing what, I don't even know what kind of hat this is. I don't know what to call it. It's like a leather baseball cap, but with well, the part that sits atop her head would be poofed up a bit larger than a baseball cap, and then the bill is a bit shorter than a regular baseball cap. I don't know what you call that. If you know what kind of hat this is, please let me know in the comments section, because I would like to make sure that I don't buy one. So here we've got some images of some paintings. There she is. She's still dancing, and he's still watching her in the back. This is, you know, this is the way it is throughout the entire video, guys. Lots of strange imagery, people dancing inside this art gallery, people doing strange maneuvers, and then it ends with like a man yelling in blue light. I don't know who he is. And then they're kind of happy at the end of it. They're standing in the throne room of King Tut. Maybe it's not King Tut, but it's yeah, and there it is. So our music video is definitely better than that one. Don't at me either. Actually, you know what? Feel free to at me. Feel free to at me, because I would like to hear your explanation as to why you think the video for the Carter's Ape Shit is better than our video for the Predator when it comes out. And we'll compare and contrast. Childish Gambino, This Is America. Everyone's seen this video. Everyone watched it. He goes around. There's lots of going around. I've noticed that's a trend with some of these videos in 2018. A lot of people going around. They're just going around and doing things. Everyone went crazy about this one when it came out, didn't they? And there was the whole deal where it's like, don't make memes of this video. Whatever you do, don't make memes. This is not a video to be memed. If you meme it, then that is not good. And we will accuse you of what? I don't know. Why weren't you supposed to meme this? Because it was too serious, I think. That's what they said. They said if you meme this video, you're going to be taking away from the message, and it's not going to have the impact that it should. Though, it's very, very memeable. He had to know this. Mr. Gambino had to know this going in. We've all seen it. He shoots people. He's dancing with his shirt off, exposed his bare chest. You know, it is the This Is America video. What else can you say? He goes around and does stuff. Anderson .Paak, Till It's Over. This video is like in an apartment, and there's a lady dancing around, and her walls are different colored. So they think that's one of the best. Drake, God's Plan. This is another one. He's going around. He goes around to different people. Tierra Whack. I've never heard of Tierra Whack until just earlier when I was kind of sifting through these videos, trying to get a taste of how things were looking in the music video world. Because it's not like people just sit around and watch MTV anymore. You don't have that luxury. Not many people are sitting down just popping on the TV and watching music video after music video. I guess some people do that with YouTube. People make playlists. But, you know, when it was an actual channel on TV that you had to sit down and watch, there was a little bit more gravity to it, wasn't there? You couldn't just pick up your phone and put on someone's playlist or even compile your own. Think of that. Think of it. Think of it. Think of back in the day, having the ability to, on demand, call up any music video you wanted, arrange them in a list, sit there and watch them, watch other people's lists. You couldn't do that back then. You had to sit down, damn it, and watch some MTV. And if you were crafty, what you could do is you could have a VHS tape ready. And I would do, this is something that I did do. This was my version of a music video playlist. I had a VHS tape that I would put into the VCR. I would sit down with MTV on, and I would wait for the music videos that I liked to come on TV, and then I would hit the record button, and I would record the damn music video, and then I'd hit stop. And then I was able to create a cassette tape, a VHS cassette tape of all of my favorite music videos. And that was pretty cool and pretty revolutionary. But not everyone did that, you see? So, anyhow, Obi-Wan is here. Hello, Obi-Wan. Thanks for joining. We're just talking about some music videos, talking about the landscape of music videos in 2018, checking out what's been released so far this year to see if I'm going to have to eat my words. My words were that our video for the Predator that is coming soon is going to be hands down the best music video of 2018. Being September now, I was thinking to myself, well, I've got a couple new screenshots to show people from the video, but before I do that, why don't we take a look at what critics are saying are some of the greatest videos that have come out so far this year. And I've not been impressed. I said at the beginning of the video, spoiler alert, I've not been impressed by anything I've seen. Well, I take that back. There have been a couple impressive videos. The overwhelming majority of them have been underwhelming. Do you understand? Does that make sense? The overwhelming majority of them have been underwhelming because it's been a lot of the same stuff. A lot of people going around, I said. A lot of people going around, and just it'll be a video of people going around and doing things. You know, going around and talking to people. And then it cuts over to a few people dancing, and then it goes back and shows someone going around again. Lots of going around to the grocery, going around to a barbecue, going around to downtown area where there are people walking. Well, what are you supposed to do with that? Why would that be one of the best music videos of 2018? Am I missing something? Am I not looking at it deeply enough? Perhaps. But I don't have time to watch every single music video. I've got to get the taster's sample here, because I feel like if you got the taster's sample of the Predator video, you just know this is worth watching all the way through. If you can't hook me with the taster's sample, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to put you in my top 10. It's just not happening. Music videos need to be compelling, and they need to hook you, and they need to be worth repeated watches. So let's continue. We were looking at Tierra Whack. I had never heard of Tierra Whack until I sat down and started sifting through, and this is an interesting video. It's got some good colors, some interesting imagery, somewhat captivating at times. But to me, there's not enough here for me to say, yeah, this looks like it's one of the best of the year, or like it's better than ours. No. This was an interesting scene where there's a bunch of what is this? It's like cotton coming out of a vent in the wall, as if it's blowing air out, but it's not. It's blowing cotton out. Well, okay, that's interesting imagery, but it's not going to get you video of the year. Sorry. Obi-Wan wants to know when ours will be released. I don't have an exact release date yet. We're hoping that we will have the final product sometime this month, because we were shooting for an October release, given the nature of the video and the fact that it's kind of spooky. I think it would do really well if we released it in October, because everyone's kind of in that Halloween spirit, and they got the Halloween Jimmy legs, you know, where they're just kind of shaking about to kind of get the moving and shaking going. They want to go house to house now. They want to get that Halloween candy. But we'll see. I really hope that we can hit that target. It's what we're aiming for, though. This one, what is this? Janelle Monáe? Song called Pink with a Y. Could be Pink. This is another just video that features a lot of random scenes, people dancing, and some strange imagery. This was a strange image. I paused it on this so you can get an idea of what you could expect from this video. It's like a close-up of this lady's crotch. She's wearing some underwear with some white undies. The undies say sex sells with a C in pink. And you can see her pubic hair protruding very obviously. I doubt this is her real pubic hair. It could be, but it seems like a prop. It seems like something they were trying to do for a goof in this video. I don't know what kind of statement they were trying to make, but you know, that's what you can expect out of that one. That's also not better than our video for the Predator. Callie Uchis After the Storm. I don't know. She goes around. She's at the store. You see her there. She goes around. She's having breakfast. She goes around to a picnic. Tyler, the creator, comes out of the grass when she waters it, and he's got foam everywhere. And that's a strange video, but it's not gonna do it. It's not taking us down. Sorry. Justin Timberlake say something. Apparently, this was a really tough video to put together. It was like one continuous shot. They had to use a crew of 200 people to pull off this single shot video, and it could have been a gigantic disaster, as it says here. but it wasn't. They pulled it off. It's nearly 6 minutes long, but apparently the song is underwhelming. I listened to a little bit of it, and I was not impressed. So we move along. Tyler, the Creator's Okra. Do you see this shot here? Yeah. Obi-Wan said, so no one's telling a story. My wife said, it's all about vaginas. That one video was, I think the one with the sex cells and the pubic hair. That seemed a little vagina-y. Yeah. And that's the one she sings with Grimes. Okay, well I must have glossed over that. Sorry. Well, that still doesn't change the fact that it's not video of the year. It's not even a top 10. So. But yes, Obi-Wan, no one's telling a good story. It's a lot of just imagery spliced together. Images, scenes. It's nonsense. You got to have a good story. There are no thrillers coming out in 2018. That's what I'm saying. I mean, look at this video. It says Okra. It's like the screen is divided in two. On the left here, you've got Tyler, the Creator, sitting down out in a field by a tree. And then on the other side of the screen where it's been divided, it's like a close-up of his mouth. He's like doing the Dr. Evil thing with his pinky in this shot. So no, another one that's not video of the year that I don't even understand how you would put it in the video or this list of the top videos so far. Did they just have to populate a list? Is that all it takes? You just had to put a list together. It's like, well, none of these are really that good. I wouldn't consider any of them to be in the conversation for best video of the year because there's nothing special going on here, guys. For Pete's sake, look at this one. J-Rock and Kendrick Lamar and Future, King's Dead. It's another video of people going around to different places, just kind of cut together, just dancing, standing on top of buildings. Okay, next. That's it. That's done. We're done with Esquire's list. Very, very bad list. No good. Not a hot take either. That is the lukewarmest take that I could have right here is by calling this a bad list, because none of these videos are good. They're not worth watching, and that's a problem when you make a music video. You see, the video part of it is supposed to be worthy of repeated views. If you don't have that, you don't have a good music video. You don't want a music video people can watch one time and then never want to see again. That's a bad strategy for a music video. People spend a lot of money on these things, you know. So to make a music video that people can watch one time, bad idea. Not good. Not good. As we roll along here, we're going to go over to rocksound.tv. I had to look up this website because it seemed like a lot of the lists that I was coming up with, they only featured kind of hip hop and pop albums or pop videos. And I thought to myself, well, this can't be right. Something's missing. I know that rock bands and rock artists are still making music videos in 2018. So where are all of these videos? They're just being left out of the discussion, perhaps because they're not mainstream enough. Because I will say that I believe in the year of our Lord 2018, rock and roll has fallen off a bit. It's not what it used to be. The old gray mare of rock and roll ain't what she used to be. And so we have to go over to a different website altogether where they're compiling rock videos to see what kind of music videos rock and rollers are coming up with this year. So that's where we find ourselves here. It's the best music videos of 2018 according to rocksound.tv. Here's some people. There's Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy. Here's one of the guys from 21 Pilots, and this guy is from a band that I can't recall. He's on this list. but I'm not a fan. Fall Out Boy, this one is called Wilson, Expensive Mistakes. And this video is like, it's a take on the old QVC Home Shopping Network type deal. You know, you get videos, well, little segments of items being sold, and then it cuts to them playing in a white room. And so it's like a sketch from Tim and Eric that didn't get fleshed out, you know. That's how it hits me. So not video of the year material. No. Now, here we go. Okay, guys. Paramore's Rose-Colored Boy. I do like this one. I can't play it, though, because we will get a copyright violation. They don't like it when you play music videos for some reason. Even though if you're just reviewing them, you're not trying to make money on it. I don't even want to bother with it. They will just yank your video down, or they'll block it in 240 countries like they did with this video I made the other day. It's not something I'm interested in dealing with this evening. Okay? So, Paramore Rose-Colored Boy official video. This one, I love this song. This was a great album. Uh-oh. Gotta pause it before things get out of hand. In this video, Haley is the newscaster, and she's kind of going through the motions, and she gets sick of her job. See, this has a narrative structure to it, and that can make all the difference. It's like she's dealing with all these corporate suits, and she's kind of looking herself in the mirror here back in the dressing room, and she's like, what have I become? I'm just this person, this, you know, smiling kind of android, just going through the motions, doing what they tell me to do. I've got the bake sale guys, but I'm miserable. I'm not happy about it. And then she thinks about herself when she was young. She wanted to be a reporter, and now she's just behind a desk reading off a teleprompter, and she's like, you know what? No. She takes her glasses off. She gets rid of her coffee. The band comes in, and she jumps up and begins having a rock and roll time. So that's a good video. I like this video. And I forgot that this even came out this year, because After Laughter, the album that this video, or that this song comes from, was actually released last year. It was my number 2 album of 2017, second only to Taylor Swift's Reputation, which you may not have guessed. That was my favorite album last year. Again, don't at me. You can if you want to, though. Try it. We'll have a discussion. So let's look down here. That's a good video. That's top 10 material. I can understand that. And another one here. This is another good one. I've never been a huge Panic at the Disco fan. Never been a huge fan of theirs, but this is a cool video. If you like John Wick, if you like action movies, this is like a silly, over-the-top kind of John Wick deal where Brendan Urie is just, he's decimating these robbers, these masked thugs that break into his home. It's just him killing them in crazy and silly and inventive ways. And it's a fun little video to watch. I'd watch this one again. So there we go. Back-to-back videos. I just had to go over to the rock world, didn't I? Even though Panic, they're pretty poppy. I don't know why this one wasn't featured on Esquire's Best. You know, it's a pretty good video. Top 10 material. Still not better than ours, though. I could see, however, if someone were to say this Panic at the Disco video, this is my favorite video of the year, I can see why they would say that. But they haven't seen ours yet. I can say that. All right, Water Parks. This is a boring video. This has got a guy. He looks like this. He's a white guy with, is his hair blue? I think he's got bluish hair. It's like bluish purplish hair. A skinny white guy with bluish purplish hair, and he sings next to the flowers, and he's singing in bed, and his friends are playing video games, and he's singing like in the shower, then he's singing in a dark shadowy room with green lighting, and then he's singing by himself in a hallway, and then he goes outside to his car and there's a cat on it, and then he sings in the car as it's driving. And this is another one where people are going around. There's a lot of going around in this video, and then they go ahead and destroy the car that they were driving at the end, and they put it on fire, and that's about that. So not a top 10 pick for me. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Tonight Alive, Disappear, featuring Lynn Gunn. This one is exclusively this lady going around for the entirety of the video. She is going down the street. She's going down the subway. She's going down the street again. She's going across a bridge. She's riding the subway. She's walking down the street. She's walking the subway again. She's walking down the street. And that's the video. And that's what you get. The description says, Jenna takes a lonely walk through the big city, traveling on public transportation while keeping her headphones in at all times. It's basically a video of our morning commute to work. Probably why we like it. Is that a good reason why you like it? Who likes the morning commute? People hate the morning commute. That should be a reason why everyone despises it. People seem to just loathe the morning commute. That can't be a reason why they like it. There has to be some other reason why. There has to be another reason why people would like this video other than it shows the morning commute. That can't be it. I don't think that that's right. Okay, Under Oath put out a new video for their song called Rapture. In this one, you get some hands and faces, or well, like faces pressing up against like a rubbery material from the other side. So you see the faces coming through. You see some of that, people pushing through this rubbery material and making the outlines of their faces and their noses and their lips. You can see their various body parts as they are trying to push through and not actually breaking through. And there's some people sliding around, and then the band's playing, and it's not music video of the year material. Less going around in that video though. This video from I Don't Know How, called Nobody Likes the Opening Band. This is a video where these guys, they're playing, it looks like at a local senior center perhaps, a local event center, maybe the local bingo hall with a stage, and this guy is just singing while his drummer plays, and it's shot in the style of a public access television show. And that's about it. So not a pick of the year from me. That one does not make the cut. Perhaps if they would have interwoven a little more story, put some sort of conflict in here, you know, like there's an old lady who's playing the piano off to the left, and perhaps if something strange would have happened with her, you know, maybe she would have set the piano on fire, and they had to save everyone in the audience, or they had to save the rest of the seniors at the senior center. Maybe if they went out to the concession stand and bought everyone treats and snacks, and they brought them back out and no one wanted them, and the guy who bought the treats and snacks got quite offended and decided to eat all of them himself, and as he's eating all these snacks, his body starts to balloon up, and people are looking at him like, what we've never seen this, and he eats all of the snack food at the snack bar, and he grows very large until he explodes, and explodes candy out at everyone, and then they decide to eat it, and it's like, oh, we didn't see that coming. But it's like his sacrifice would have goaded them into at least picking up the candy that exploded from his body and deciding to eat it. It wouldn't be messy. I'm not saying it should be a bloody video. I was saying that when he exploded, it would be more cartoony. There would be a little confetti. a popping sound, maybe the sound of a kazoo or one of those, what do you call those, where you blow into it and the paper unfurls. Noisemakers, goofy noisemakers for parties. That would have happened, and then actual candy would have just exploded everywhere, like Jolly Ranchers and peanut butter cups, perhaps some Nerds and Jawbreakers and some gummy worms. Things would have just blown up, but they would have been fully intact, not covered in any sort of goo or bodily remains or anything of that nature. We wouldn't want that because we wanted to keep it upbeat and fun. So, but the video as it is not to be considered in the best music videos of the year. So far, there have only been 2 that I would say are even worthy of talking about. This one's called The Wounded World from a band called As It Is. And this fellow just looks like Gerard Way from 2004 or 5. I mean, exactly. Think of the I'm Not Okay video, and that's who you've got singing for this band. It looks like he was cosplaying Gerard Way in this video, and this is the first time I've ever heard of them. In this video, you get people kind of going around in this one too. So, nope, no thanks. Real Friends from the Outside. What's this one about? They are standing in front of various colored screens, like they're getting their pictures taken, like they're at a photo shoot, the people in the band are, and the color of the background changes, and then the color of their clothes also changes in various shots, and that's also not to be considered in the videos of the year. And then we've got State Champs. Is this the one with the guy from up the top that I was trying to... No, oops, I didn't mean to play that. Hopefully this video didn't get flagged. No, in this video, it's kind of like... It seems like it's a little bit of a love story, but it's not... Nothing happens in it, really. It's nothing crazy. I think they get abducted by aliens at the end, but you don't see anything. You don't see any aliens. Actually, you see more of an actual alien presence in our video for the song 10 Speeds. I mean, they could have used just a guy in a mask at the very least and put him off in the corner in like a shadow, but in this they just go out at the end, they stare up at the sky and like a big light shines down. It could be that they were just standing under the street light and it was very bright and they didn't realize it. So not video of the year. Good Charlotte, Actual Pain. Good Charlotte back in the news. Good Charlotte creating a video of, seems like this one's about family pain. It shows a kid. It shows him interacting with his family. He's in his room at one point. It's like in a kind of older house, and then they've got little scenes cut in where the members of Good Charlotte are playing their music, and this is not music video of the year. It's not to be considered in the running. Neck Deep, that was the one from the top, I think. The guy in this video was featured up at the top of this website. His photo was one of the photos that was featured here. So I think they were trying to tell us this was one of the better videos that we could look forward to. But, you know, if I'm being presented with this by one of the people on Top Chef, if this is my entree and they tell me to enjoy Chef, I have a lot that I would say about it. Well, not so much. Not a lot. I have a few things. And I would say that you had some scenes in here, some interesting scenes, some that were kind of compelling, where this gentleman, the singer of the band, he's in this kind of mystical, dark-looking forest. He's got ropes tied to both of his wrists, and there are some branches coming down his face, and it looks like maybe some snow, and it's like a really dark background. It's kind of Tim Burton-y in this particular segment, and then there's like an old man who's trying to talk to him, and then you get another segment where a kid's looking at a TV, and this uses the same effect that the Under Oath video did, where it's like there are people pushing on some sort of rubbery membrane from the opposite side. You can't see them, but they're pushing on it, so you can kind of see the fingers poking and scraping at you. Well, if you want to see something impressive coming out of a TV screen, folks, just stay tuned for a bit, because we're going to get to it, and you're going to be blown away. And these people are going to be feeling very silly about what they've done. So I respect the cinematography. I respect what they did with some of these scenes here, but not compelling enough, my friends. No. Nope. Don Brocco greatness. I like Don Brocco. This video, they put a lot of effort into it. If you watch this one, you will definitely see very quickly where they got their inspiration from. Very, very heavily inspired by the Mad Max movies, by the Road Warrior. It's got that tone to it, only instead of being a post-apocalyptic slugfest, it's kind of like these warring factions are having a bit of a dance-off. So this I would say is more of a classic music video. I like this. I like this approach because it's telling a story. It's fun to watch. You're not going to get bummed out when you're watching it. The song's pretty good. So I would put this one in the running. This gets to go into the club. So we're going to go ahead and remove that little rope out of the way. We will unclip it from one side so that Don Brocco's greatness video can get through, and then we're going to go ahead and clip it back on and block off the entrance to the club again. They made it in, and we're going to keep going down the list here on the Rock Sound TV features. Here's one for 21 Pilots Jumpsuit. On this video, it's the 21 Pilot guys just going around, and they run into a strange looking Little Red Riding Hood type character. They're in an area with some rolling hills and looks maybe a little Lord of the Rings ish, but is it Little Red Riding Hood? I don't know for sure. The hands looked a little scary to be Little Red Riding Hood, and so does the face. It's like an old lady, or it might be an old man. It could be an old man dressed up like Little Red Riding Hood. And why would that happen? Well, you know, it could have been the grandfather, because they never told you what happened to the grandfather in the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Perhaps he came home after, in a version of the story where Red Riding Hood gets eaten as well by the wolf, and he finds Little Red Riding Hood, his granddaughter's cape, and he just throws it on, and then he hops on a horse and rides off into the distance, and that's where he runs into 21 Pilots. So it's an interesting setup, but it doesn't lead to much. So nope, another one that we're not going to put in the running for video of the year. So we've got Don Brocco's greatness. We have got, what else? What else do we say? Panic at the Disco, Say Amen, in parentheses, Saturday Night. And we've got Paramore's Rose-Colored Boy. And that's it. There's a huge list here from Thrillist.com. This is like a 36 video list that came out at the end. No, sorry, this came out just recently. Just about a month ago. Almost exactly 1 month ago. This list was compiled by Anthony Schneck. If you want to at Anthony Schneck, you can at him at Anthony Schneck. That's Anthony SCHNECK. So you could try that. Anyway, he put together this pretty large list. This is a lot of stuff. This John Mayer video, this is like another one where he tried to channel Tim and Eric, and it was just who put this together? Fatal Farm? I don't know who Fatal Farm is. Maybe one of the guys, either Tim Heidecker or Eric Wareheim, is actually in charge, because this is like super heavy Tim and Eric vibes. But it just falls flat, guys. Not going to put it in the running. Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods video. In this one, he's a man of the woods. He's going around in the woods. He dances. And we're not going to put that one in the running either. Ansel Elgort, Supernova. That guy just wakes up and then goes around. What? You know, I'm not exaggerating. There is so much going around in music videos that makes no sense. It's not connected to anything. It's just this guy wakes up in this video. He looks a little scared. And the thing that he needs to do is leave his house and go to this strange nightclub and go around in there. And he's all sweaty. He jumps down. He goes outside again. And then he walks out from the back of this building, and it's daytime, and it's nice and lit up. I mean, why? Why are you going to put that on this list of great music videos? This one I can actually see. This is Melody's Echo Chamber, Breathe In, Breathe Out. And this is a cool kind of old-fashioned animation style to it. It's very vibrant, very psychedelic looking. I don't mind this one. We could allow this one to pass. That could go in. One Bit No Osiris. Nope. What you see here, it's like people in a room, okay? There are people in this room. It's decorated with fake pottery, or sorry, fake plants. Half of the room is pink, half is blue. The people are dancing around. There's like strange sort of rituals going on. Nope. No thanks. More going around videos. Here's a video, Lavender Child Plutomania. In this video, which you might want to watch repeatedly, this is a video where this girl just rubs fruits on her face, and then she eats them, while in a bowl below there is a little menagerie of fruit that is rotting and molding, and it continues to get worse throughout the video as she eats various fruits. And there's a nice screenshot. That one right there. Just kind of yum. So not a video you'd want to watch. Father John Misty, I don't like him, and this video, while it's at least visually interesting, it's like an episode of Super Jail, which I'm not like a huge fan of, so I'm not going to allow it to go into the top videos of the year. Kendrick Lamar and how do you say this person's name? I've only ever seen it written out. SZA. SZA or Shah. Ja. I don't know how to say it. So, yep. More going around. There's like some starry scenes in this one, but it's not anything special. ASAP Rocky, ASAP Forever. I don't know. No thanks. This one's got like a clam that falls in love with a meatball. So I mean, I give them props for coming up with an interesting concept. I don't know how. Should I let this one in? It's like people are having dinner. A little couple is having dinner. They're pouring wine. One, the man, it looks like, is having a bowl of clams and spaghetti, and they begin talking, and one kind of jumps out of the bowl, and it hops its way over across the table to where the lady enjoying her dinner, she's having a plate of spaghetti and meatballs, whereas her partner is having a plate of clams and spaghetti. And so the clam makes its way over across the table, kind of hopples over. It's kind of boppling its mouth up and down, looking for a date perhaps, and it lures one of these meatballs off of the plate, and then they end up having a little rendez vows over here in the right here in the middle of the table. A guy comes over, and then at the end you see them actually sitting in some beach chairs, some miniature beach chairs. There's snow on the ground, it looks like. They've got those little cocktail umbrellas protecting them from the snow, perhaps. And then they even get into a little boat at the end. And then they're in soup together. And there's a picture of them and their marriage. And they've got children. They've got little clam kids and meatball babies. So we can allow this one through. That's inventive. That tells a story. That's one that you could watch over and over again, I would say. Let it pass. And I'm not going to pick a winner here. I'm just going through to tell you which of these videos even deserves to be on the list. Because there are a lot of them. And I'm not going to talk about every single one. But this one right here. This one was visually interesting. This reminded me of a video that you might have seen years ago where, yes, while it contains a lot of strange random clips put together, the clips are strange and random enough to keep you hooked and keep you interested. It's like, oh, well, at least the imagery is kind of neat here, and I kind of want to see more of it. I want to see what else they come up with. It's creative enough in that sense. And if you're going to have this type of video, then it needs to be this creative, I would say. And this is from Lil Jon, guys. A song called Alive, featuring Offset and 2 Chainz. And my favorite part of this video is when this guy, he's falling right here. I think, maybe I passed it up. I don't know. He falls, and you think he's going to fall into like a big pool of some liquid, but it's actually a butt. It's like a big golden butt. That's funny. So we'll let that through. Jeez, I don't want to do all these. There's more, just it's kind of weird animation. Nothing crazy. Another video. These are a bunch of them are trash, guys. Just garbage. Stuff that I just don't understand why you would put it on your list of best music videos. It's like what you actually did was you looked for just music videos that came out in 2018 and you grabbed the first 36 that you knew about and you just threw them on this list. That's how it hits me. And that's kind of a strange thing to do, especially when you're trying to tell people what the best music videos are of the year. If you just grab all of them that you can find and throw them on one list together, no, we're not going to accept that around here, and I'm not going to be worried about my position. I'm not going to be worried about having to go back and eat my words. When the competition is so bad, when the field is so thin that you just have to grab every music video you can find and put it on this list that's supposed to be the best music videos of the year, that tells me something. That tells me that the field's not very strong and that my chances are looking good. Yeah. He had the Carpenters Ape Shit down here at number 9. So he must have really liked that one. What else? Here's Childish Gambino again at number 5. I mean, we dealt with this one way back near the beginning of this video and said he's going around. He's seeing lots of different things or a lot of different scenes kind of put together. It's not a bad video, but I'm just... What do you want me to say? It's memeable, okay? I think that's why people went so crazy over it. That's why it was such a big deal when it first came out. Everyone was all about this video. There were arguments over it, basically between one side that said, oh, we're going to have some fun with this, and another side who was like, don't you desecrate Childish Gambino's video for This Is America. This is serious, and this video is not to be memed. And people memed it, of course. They memed it even more after they were told not to. You gotta know that's coming, bub. Come on, babe. It's gonna get memed. If you don't want your shit memed, the best thing you can do is to try to get people to meme it. And then they'll be like, ugh, this is forced. Oh, God. What a bunch of tryhards. Well, If you tell people not to meme it, they're going to meme it. You got to know that. Come on. You got PR people, Childish Gambino. They have to know. These people go to school for this stuff. I'm just some schmohawk over here talking on an internet video. I mean, come on. This video, they've got mannequins, like breast mannequins. Well, not video of the year. Hooray for the riff-raff. This one is a more serious tone, so I think that they probably put it on there for that reason. This one is Yacht Hard World. That's got a pretty cool animation style on it. I would put this in the running. This could go into the club with videos that should actually be considered. So what did we find? Like 5 or 6 that were worthy of being talked about, worthy of repeated views. And how long or how many deep were we on this video at Thrillist.com? They gave us 36 different videos on Thrillist.com, and like I said, I just feel like they grabbed the first 36 videos from 2018 that they could find and just put them all on here. Because it's like, that's a strange number to end on, isn't it? That tells me about their methods. That's why I theorize that it wasn't like they left any out. It wasn't like they went through and they had like 250 music videos that they whittled down to 36. That would be a stupid number to stop on anyway. So they're showing their hand there. I think I would have been more convinced that at least a little discernment was used if they had gone to, say, 25. If they had said, here are the top 25 videos of 2018 thus far. I think that's believable. But when you stop on a number like 36, that just tells me that you looked up 2018 music videos and you found the ones with I don't even know if you found the ones with the most views. Like I said, it might have just found 36 music videos from 2018. Like, that's where the number stopped. It's like, how many videos have come out this year? I don't know. 36. I was able to find 36 different ones. I'll just put those all on the list and say, here are the top videos of 2018. And there you go. And as we saw, a lot of going around, a lot of various random scenes cut together with no story, with no narrative, at least no narrative that I could discern. I'm sure that somewhere in the distance there's a groundswell of people who would hear that, where they would say, oh, no, you just don't get it. All of these videos have a narrative, you see. You're just not using your symbolic eye to discern them. You don't understand. You don't get the vision of the director and the writer, you see. You are a simpleton. And if only you gave these videos more time, do you understand? If only you gave them more time, then perhaps you would be able to glean from them the proper meanings. Perhaps you would be able to understand the deeper truths to these videos, where, say, a woman walks down the road and gets on the subway and goes to work. We all go to work, and it's a commentary on the commonality of our commute in the morning, and that's why everyone loves it. No. What about people dancing on staircases? What about a guy who wakes up with night sweats and has to run out of his house and go to a strange, seedy-looking club with neon lights and just walk around until he finds the exit door and then can go into the sun? Well, what you don't understand about that video, you see, is that he woke up with night sweats because life is getting to him. He feels the heat of life. He feels the heat of the universe. And the only way to deal with that is by immersing himself in the darkness of the evening. And he must go and walk around in the night. And he must go to a club where there are neon lights that are guiding him to the exit door so he can break into the sun and finally have a good day and ironically cool off, because though it looks sunny outside, it was actually a breezy 56 degrees, and he was able to put his hoodie on for the first time in recent memory because he's been so hot, because life has been making him hot, because the universe has been bearing down on him and cooking him in the cosmic broiler. Well, you see, if only you paid attention, you would be able to come to these conclusions. And I understand that I am no deep thinker in this regard. I get it. Maybe next time when a list like this comes out, I'll spend a little more time on it. I'll spend a little more time dissecting each video properly. And maybe then I'll be worthy of compiling my own list. Before I show you any pictures from our upcoming video, here is another video that I would say gets to go on the list. I think this video is better than the This Is America video. Feel free to @ me on that too. Feel free to leave a comment and disagree. I love this video. This has got just vibes for days. Vibes for days. I could watch this video over and over again, and that's just what you want. And I like this one so much, and it had a connection to my favorite band, Weezer. Weezer, on their previous album, Pacific Daydream, actually have a song called Feels Like Summer. It was a fairly big single there for a while, and they did several different versions of it that I think did fairly well in the charts. Strange that just about a year later, Childish Gambino would release his own song called Feels Like Summer. And so I said to myself when I watched this video for the first time, what if I took Childish Gambino's video for his Feels Like Summer, removed the audio, and inserted the audio from Weezer's Feels Like Summer? I tried it, and well, it didn't match up very well just right off the bat. I wanted them to go well together, and this video, Childish Gambino's video, it already has kind of like a hazy, old school feel to it, and it needs to be a little more relaxed and a little more dreamy than Weezer's Feels Like Summer. So what I did was first I slowed down Weezer's version of Feels Like Summer to fit perfectly the length of the original video that you see the screenshot right here, the original version of this video. I slowed it down. I think it was like 4 minutes and 36 seconds or something like that. And Weezer's version is originally 3:30-ish, I believe, something around there. So by slowing it down, I didn't change the pitch or anything. I slowed the tempo down so it has a much, like I said, dreamier, kind of hazy vibe to it. Then I messed with the audio a bit. I gave it that kind of lo-fi treatment, so it sounded more like an old, well, like audio that you would have heard when you played a VHS tape in your VCR, one that had been worn out a little bit, and that went really well with it. And then I cut up the scenes in Childish Gambino's video just a tad and rearranged them a bit so that this video on the re-edit that I did is basically him walking down the street and looking at the different scenes in one continuous shot, as opposed to in the actual video, if you watch it, there are a few different segments where the screen will kind of fade to black, and then you'll see a character sitting in some black darkness, and they're kind of revealed, and they'll be shown to be dealing with some sort of maybe like an internal conflict or what have you, just like spotlights on this one character for a few seconds, and then they fade away, and then another one appears and it shows them dealing with something very personal. And then you come out of that kind of that kind of dark sequence back to the street where Mr. Gambino is walking. I got rid of most of those and just made it so that this video consists of him walking down the road, kind of looking from side to side, seeing all the people doing their summertime activities. And yes, I will see that this video could also be considered someone going around, but there's also a lot of other people involved that the camera will focus on, that you will see doing their own activities. And there's enough of a story to it where it's like you get a sense of community and you get a sense of this summertime camaraderie. And like I said, it's vibes for days. It's really fun to watch. So I made that video, I posted it on YouTube, and within like 5 minutes it got blocked in 240 countries. So it's not blocked everywhere. Good news. If you are in one of the countries where it's not blocked, I hope you enjoy it. But it's blocked almost everywhere. So that sucks. Because I spent, I spent several hours doing it, and I was like, oh, this is going to be really cool. People are going to, I especially thought Weezer fans would like it. But most of them are never going to see it now. So it was special then, but it's over now. What are you going to do? I think it's a bad move. I think it's a bad take to take that down. You know why? Because here's what would have happened. I would have linked to the original versions of the songs in the YouTube description. People would have talked about it. I think it would have gotten shared. I think it would have actually done pretty well in some vaporwave circles. I think a lot of vaporwave fans would have enjoyed my take on the Childish Gambino and Weezer mashup. I think it would have been cool. And that would have just spread the word for both artists. And people would have been like, oh, that was neat. What does the original video look like? Why don't I go and watch that and listen to the song? And then probably some of those people would have been compelled to maybe listen to the full album or listen to the song further on Spotify, and then maybe purchase it on iTunes. Same for Weezer. Could have been like, well, that's a strange version of Feels Like Summer. What did the original sound like again? Let me go back and listen to it. Oh yeah, that's it. And yeah, what did the rest of the album sound like? I'm going to listen to that too, and then maybe I'll buy it, So I was basically trying to advertise for free for both artists. And no, can't do it. Not going to let you. All right, fine. Whatever. It's not like our channel is even monetized, so I wasn't even going to have an opportunity to try and make money off of this thing. So I just don't understand that kind of shit. It's a bunch of horse shit. You waited long enough. Here is the Predator from our upcoming music video, The Predator. What do you think of that? Now, if you don't see that and automatically say, yep, this gets in the club, this can be considered with the best music videos of 2018 just from this shot. This is a cooler shot than anything I just went through when I was going through all of those videos, supposedly the best that 2018 had to offer. You didn't see anything that looked this amazing and this awesome. Now, let me be clear. This is not my creation. I cannot take credit for this. What I can take credit for, however, is the song that's going to be playing in the background. And you will see me a bit in this video. You'll see Bender a bit. My son does the majority of the human acting. There's also a very talented tattoo artist named Abby who is in this music video. You'll see her for just a bit. But as far as what puts it in the running for the greatest music video of 2018, or in my opinion, what cements its place as the greatest music video of 2018, is this monster and the work that's being done by Santino, and then also the camera work, the cinematography, the directing prowess of Zach Dalton. This video is going to it's going to blow you away, guys. It's going to be awesome. And the last thing was one more screenshot that I'm going to show you, because I want you to really look forward to this. This is going to be amazing. No one else is doing this stuff. No one else is doing something this cool with their music video this year. So I showed you the little screenshot from, which video was it? I don't remember. It was one of those ones. Something that didn't make the list. There's a kid looking at a TV, and they were using the effect where it looked like a hand was kind of pushing out of the TV screen, but it wasn't a real TV screen. You know, it was like the rubbery membrane material that obviously they had used instead of a TV screen, and they had someone on the inside of the TV pushing their hand up against it, so it looks like something's coming out of the television, but you know how the effect is done. We don't have to explain that too much, but let me show you how cool it can look when something awesome is coming out of a television. Are you ready? All right, I'm going to show you now. So here is the last screenshot that I'm going to show you for today, and we're going to end on this one. So I hope you enjoy. Check this out now. Now look at that. My God, that looks awesome. That is our music video, guys. This is the music video for The Predator. This is a 1 million view video on the way, my friends. We are going viral with this one. Going to go viral with this one. I'm just saying. No one else is doing this. Not to this degree. This is going to be awesome. I just absolutely cannot wait. And over here, you might notice this. We have some cool little Easter eggs in here. Some fun little some fun toys. Some movies that you might see lying around. Some video games. Kind of just shedding some light on the things that Bender and I are interested in, the things that we love in this band. You're going to see a bit of that shine through in this video. We wanted that to be in there. We wanted to include that aspect of our music group, because we're not just a band. Obviously, you might notice that from this YouTube channel. Actually, the majority of the time, we're not even talking about music. Why is that? Well, it's because I think that there's only so much to say about music if you're an artist. And I'm not saying that there aren't interesting music channels, but it's like, yeah, I love creating music. I love playing it. I love playing shows. Love recording. I love the process of recording. I can't wait until we can do another album. It's going to be a blast. But I don't sit around reading music blogs and watching music reviews all day. It's like when I'm not creating music and when I'm not listening to it, you know, really, when do I listen to music? I listen to music when I'm driving. I will listen to music sometimes when I'm working in my office, but I'm not the type of person who spends a lot of time on music forums or sits down and argues with people about music. It's just, I enjoy listening to it, and I like being inspired by it, and I like writing my own. But there are some hardcore music nerds out there who just do nothing but get in flame wars over which album from their band is the best, or you know, which artist has come out recently that's trash and all this kind of stuff. And I just don't, I don't get roped into that. It's not something that has its hooks in me, and it's never really had its hooks in me in that sense. It's always been more about the performance of and the enjoyment of music, as opposed to the kind of cerebral and intellectual approach that some people have. So you see what this channel is about. It's about the things that Bender and I are into, the things that we do with our free time, like watch Star Wars and review Star Wars and read comic books and watch wrestling and things of that nature. You know, the sort of typical nerd culture stuff. That's like what we spend the majority of our free time focusing on. And so it seems only natural that if we're going to make extra videos and like extra content, that we would go in that direction, as opposed to trying to force ourselves to talk about nothing but music just because we're a band. It's like, that's, to me, that's just a little boring, you know, because you already know what you want to know when it comes to Superdivorce's musicians, I think. And it's like, you can ask us questions. Sure, you can ask who our inspirations are and what kind of equipment we use and all this kind of stuff, but to talk about that every single day, I think would get boring. There's much more to say about the vast array of interests that we have. You know, you can talk about a different movie every day. You could talk about a different comic book every day. There's always new news coming out of the comic book world, out of the movie world. Anywhere you look, there's always something to talk about with that stuff. And I feel like it's more fun to talk about those things than to talk about just an album that has impacted me in some way. It's like, that's, I don't know, that kind of conversation is just like very personal, I feel. And it would end up being a one-sided conversation where I'm not really telling you anything that's going to lead you to your own revelations. If I tell you what my favorite album is and why, again, that would be a very personal story, and I would be able to give you anecdotes and whatnot from my life, but at the end of the day, I could spend 2 hours talking about, you know, one album and give you a lot of stories from my life that you might not be interested in and that you can't really do a whole lot with. But if I sit down and I tell you about a graphic novel that's really good or a movie that I really liked, then you can go out and you can check it out for yourself. And I'm not saying that you couldn't check out an album. Obviously you could, but for some reason it just seems like it would be much more difficult, taxing, and less fun to describe why I think, you know, let's say And Justice for All is the best Metallica album. It would be much more taxing to do that than to sit down and tell you why I think Halloween is the greatest horror movie ever made. So I can't put my finger on exactly why that is. Maybe it's because doing a review and talking about a more visual media is just naturally, I don't know, it's just easier to talk about. There's more to say. Bottom line, you won't see us harping on the music side of things a lot on this channel. So we'll try to talk about it when there's big news, when we've got something to tell you. But we're not like music critics, you know? I don't want to become Anthony Fantano. That's not what this channel's about. And even his stuff, it's like, yeah, I've watched his videos. He can be entertaining, but again, there's just something about hearing people talk about music, ironically, that is kind of a turnoff to me. Even though I've been playing music for like 15 years and I love music, I don't really like hearing other people talk about it, and I don't necessarily like talking about it myself. So that may be strange, but that's just the way it is. So anyhow, this is The Predator, and the music video should be done fairly soon, I hope. We don't have an exact date, but I think we're going to get it this month. So I just ask that you please look forward to that. Please let us know in the comment section what you think. If you think it looks as cool as I do. If you think I'm dead wrong, if you think that my music video is going to be garbage, feel free to say so. You're allowed to do that. You've got that freedom. I'm not going to delete your comment. Go for it. Talk some shit if you want to. We always comment back to people who are being nice. Usually don't really have people talking shit. But, you know, maybe we'll comment back to the shit talkers as well. We'll see about that. See how it goes. So with that, thank you for joining us here tonight. Please, while you are watching this video, while you're here with us, go ahead and subscribe. Bong the gong for notifications so that you know when we go live. We go live at least once a day with a video somewhat like this, oftentimes. Sometimes it's a gaming video, some game streaming. Sometimes we've gone live and we've actually shown practice when we've gone down the basement and prepared for a concert. So you never know what you're going to get. It's a grab bag. But we like to keep it interesting, we like to keep it fun, and we love to have people here for chats because that's it's good to have the back and forth. We love the banter. We love to see what you guys have to say. So and it's a growing community, so it's gonna be cool. And I also have to mention this: we are now at 175 subs. When we get to 200, we're going to be picking a random subscriber, and we're going to have a custom Superdivorce heart logo t-shirt made for you. An airbrushed Superdivorce heart logo t-shirt from the local mall, from their airbrush stand. We'll go, we will document the whole thing, we'll make a video, we'll upload it, and let everyone know it was just for you. And then we will send it to you free of charge, whoever you are, future lucky winner. But we're going to give that away at 200 subs, so please subscribe so we can inch a little bit closer to that number. It's going to be a cool giveaway. We're going to do that every so often, and it's going to be a style of shirt that we are not going to sell on our web store. We do have a shirt there available. It's a Superdivorce Rules t-shirt styled after the main character from the Monster Squad, his Stephen King Rules t-shirt. Well, we made a Superdivorce Rules version, and you can get that at superdivorceme.com. You can subscribe to us on Spotify. You can listen to our full album there, Action Figures. And, yeah, I think that the shilling is about complete. So, again, thank you for joining us. Please look forward to the next installment of Superdivorce on YouTube. And until then, y'all take real good care. Good night.